What's up, gents? DirtBag Gaming here, the channel for casual raiders. We are doing a long-time favorite champion that I haven't done in ever, but Stag Knight. This guy came out a while ago, but I've never actually focused mainly on him except when it came to Faction Wars. But we're going to do a full guide on him today. We're going to go over artifacts, skills, masteries, everything we need to know. We'll do a how-to gear guide on him later, but there's just so many places that you can use this guy, and he actually used to be the top debuffer besides Madam. If you didn't have a Madam, this guy kind of replaced Madam, and just the look of this guy is freaking unbelievable. When they first released him, he was like definitely one of the coolest new champions that they released in the game, especially with the shield. Just a really skinny white armored knight for the Bannerlords. Just again really cool. Remind me of Game of Thrones with like the stag and stuff. Uh, just the detail in the armor, I just think it's phenomenal. The artwork for this guy, but what is Stag Knight used for? Let's go over the skills. We'll go over the masteries and the artifacts. So he's got an A1. He's fully kitted out. Definitely somebody you can invest into. If you get this guy early, you're golden. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns based off of attack. So decreased speed is great for bosses. Really good in the Doom Tower. Really any boss in the game just hates the decreased speed. So very, very good on an A1, and attacks twice. So you can boost up the percentage, so it's 30, 40, 50% chance of placing a decreased speed. You have 2 chances to place it. It's pretty good A1. Then the A2, on a 3-turn cooldown, I actually had him in a stun set for the Faction Wars, because having a 3-turn cooldown with him really, really fast, he's got 2 chances to place a stun here, and then an AoE that also could place a stun. So if you have him for Faction Wars, stun set, I would highly suggest for that. But he attacks all enemies. Has a 70% chance up to 100%, no, 70, 80, 95% chance, sorry, I don't know why it's not 100, of placing a 60% decreased defense and a 50% decreased attack. Now, when you get a decreased attack on the enemy team, it's you just get hit a lot less, because especially mostly when you have a decreased attack and you get hit, it's so much less damage. So he's kind of a damage mitigator as well as a damage buffer with the decreased defense. So it's on a 3-turn cooldown. It actually hits pretty hard. And he's got a unique passive. It's actually one of the only passives in this game that does this. Places a 50% increased accuracy buff on an ally for 1 turn each time the ally has a debuff resisted. So this just happens innately. If all your guys have multiple debuffs and one of them is resisted, they get an increased accuracy buff for the next time they go. So it's a 50% increased accuracy, which is just huge. When you look at this guy's rating, it's just all greens. Like he's so good everywhere he goes. So the masteries we did on more of like a PvE type mastery. So we're going down. You can use them in the clan boss if you'd like, for the decreased defense and decreased attack. But we got down here, decreasing or increasing the debuff duration and an extra 5% chance to place that. So then it goes up to 100% chance on that A2, because he only has 2 skills. So the gear that we actually picked, a lot of support champions I always suggest are very, very good in the Relentless set. I know it's hard to get Relentless, but when you do get Relentless, put it on a support type champion and you'll see them flourish. Great for like this chick, Iron Brago, Godseeker, Doom Priest, Lydia, this guy, Apothecary, this guy. Like most of my support champions have the Relentless set on them. So we threw it on Stag Knight because once the Faction Wars is done, you don't really need him in like stun set or anything like that. He's not necessarily needed in the Relentless set. It's just really, really good set to have him in. So we have him doing kind of mainly damage with this set. So we have crit rate gloves just to make it easier to get that crit rate. HP just for more survivability. Speed, crit rate, speed. We have speed and speed. So you want him really, really fast. Like if he is you want him going first because he is your decreased defense debuffer. So if he's going super fast, especially for Faction Wars, he has more chances to hit that stun. He has more chances to place the decreased defense and decreased attack. The boss in Bannerlords hate having decreased defense or decreased attack. So this guy is so clutch for Faction Wars. The rings, completely up to you. Just go more tanky, so defense or HP, crit damage, and also accuracy. You definitely do need that accuracy for this as well as this. So the total stats we have on him is 272 accuracy, which is 100% fine for PvE content. 88 crit rate, 131 crit damage, and 206 speed. When we were doing this faction wars, he was probably up to 230, 240 speed, and that's really what you want to get him to, with all the stats looking pretty similar. So go more of like a speed set with a stun set to make it easier to get that speed up. But he's got a base speed of 107, so it's not that hard to get him fast, especially with a base speed that high. Like, it's just 20k, almost 21,000 HP is very good for a support type champion. So we're going to throw him in some battles. Let's show him in, like, he's a green affinity, so he's going to be good in almost all these besides like Dragon 20. But let's go, I guess we'll go just 20. So let's make a team with Stag Knight instead of, I guess, Lydia? I guess Warlord. So Lydia's our debuffer, so we'll just take Lydia out and we'll throw in a Stag Knight. And we'll see, and then we'll take out Seer because we don't need to do that. Alright, so we got a random team. No Aura. This is only for Doom Tower, but I just figured, like, everybody off Sile. This chick's really good for the waves, and we'll see. He'll be our debuffer, but we need some survivability and a block revive. So let's throw this up. Let's see how Stag Knight does. Again, he's in a Relentless set, so we're just watching to see how many times he procs, plus how often he's putting up his decreased defense and decreased attack. So he does that first, puts it up on everybody. Again, it's 100% chance as long as you have enough accuracy. With the Master, you get an extra 5% in the accuracy tree. So Broccoli is just so freaking good. We started using him for the clan boss in a lifesteal set. So as Stag Knight goes, I want to see his damage as well. So just 2-hitter for 30, 34, 35k right there. Second wave, no stuns. So he puts it up. Again, it's a 3-turn cooldown, so it's going to happen quite often, especially on most of the waves. And again, if you had him in a stun set, he's not bad in a stun set. He's got a 2-hitter on an A1, and he's got an AoE, so it's just a crap ton of stuns coming out. And I would go defensive tree if you're going to do the stun set, so you get that extra 5% chance to stun. You don't get that in the support tree, but if you have enough accuracy on him and you get the defensive, like, go defensive tree instead of accuracy tree, and you'll see the stun set be really, really fun on him. But he hasn't procced Relentless, I don't believe yet. But we're going to put up they got decreased defense and decreased attack, so this guy's going to hit us a lot less on his AoE. Puts up the slow speed. But you notice a huge difference once you get the decreased attack on bosses. Like, it's ginormous. When you get that on the clan boss, it's just such a huge difference. He hit for 50k right there on his A1. That did proc Relentless, so then he did the AoE on the next hit. So we'll get a block revive going, so cool. Rotos is also very good. So we got the decreased speed. He places it as well. So Sile and him placed the decreased speed, but he just replaced it on the boss. And notice that it's 3 turns because he has the Masteries to increase it by 1 extra turn, a chance for that. So he did it there as well. He's just an all-around great support piece for really every dungeon. And he's pretty tanky too. So he's fast, he's tanky, he's got great accuracy, good skill set. Now, if you notice, if we don't place any of the buffs, look for the increased accuracy as well. So look, she didn't place the buff, it was resisted, so she actually got an increased accuracy. So did Rotos on the next attack. So the next attack, she decreases the turn meter because she has an extra 50% accuracy. And same with Rotos. So if Rotos does his A1, he only has 1 debuff on the A1, but he didn't really need to do it. And it's for 2 turns as well, so it placed it on him as well. Increased accuracy, it's just a passive. So that was just a simple, not really worried about dying run. And I know we have Brogni in here and a Rotos, but still, with Sile and the chick all the way to the left and this guy, you can really bring in 2 other DPSers and do just as well. So we're going to sell this. Crit rate? No crit rate. Yeah, we'll sell that. All right, so now where else? Again, he's weak on the dragon, but on Dragon 24, he's not. So if we go kind of like the similar team, this Stag Knight go, I want to see how many times he procs Relentless. So decrease or increase accuracy on everybody that misses their buffs. Slow speed. Everybody still has the decreased attack on. So our guy just gets hit so much less. A couple stuns from Sile. There's decreased attack again and defense. Now again, him in a stun set. A lot of support champions that have AoEs are great in stun sets, and that's kind of what they're made for. Is for faction wars. Like if you're having trouble in faction wars, try one or two of your champs in a stun set, and you'll notice a huge difference. It'll become a lot easier for the waves. The Valkyrie wave, especially on Knight's Revenue, we just did that the other day for one of our dirtbags. Stun set just kind of made it so much easier. Like being able to, if you get one to two of the Valkyries to be stunned, and then you focus on the one that's not stunned, it just it makes the wave so much easier. So stun set is huge to start farming. So let's pretty simple for the waves, not the fastest run, but again, if you're running like free champions, I know Rotos, you could replace it with any damage dealer. But these three over here, Sile, Stag, and Frozen Banshee for the dragon, you could probably 3-man it with just those three. Everybody decrease defense and decrease attack. Pretty consistent with that, 100%. So let's fast forward this. Let's get to the dragon, and we'll see how much he's doing for the dragon. Okay, so finally we are at the boss. It only took 35 minutes and 50 seconds. Wow. No, I'm just kidding. I paused it and went to go get some food. Got the pizza and the beer, so now we're finally at the dragon. What did he do? So decreased defense and attack on the dragon, which is great. You can't put decreased speed on the dragon, which stinks, but at least he's bringing in that decreased attack for you and the decreased defense. So if anybody misses their buffs, maybe Frozen Banshee, she'll get an increased accuracy buff on her. But he's not doing like with War Master. He's hitting pretty freaking hard. Like especially on bosses like this on stage 24, like you do a lot of damage with War Master. 69,000 damage just from one War Master hit. I don't think that Rotos has War Master. Neither does she. I think only Brogni, Frozen Banshee, and he does. But I'm curious to see how much damage he actually does in this. There's a proc in this dungeon, especially with all of his AoEs. And the War Master. So again, the decreased attack on the dragon helps out so freaking much. And dead. Okay. So he did 1.2 mil. So you got a poisoner, you got obviously Rotos, and then you got him doing 1.2 million damage in a dragon 24 layer. So like I said, if you build him with damage and support, he's very, very good. So let's throw him into what he's probably really, really good at, which is the Fire Knight. So bringing in a decreased defense for the Fire Knight. I really only farm 20. It doesn't matter. We don't have an R. So let's go like this. Let's just test it out, and let's see how well he does in the Fire Knight. So we got a Reser, so if he dies, it's fine. Decreased defense and attack. Rosin, amazing. We got the allure. Allure you can see with this, like if you want to save this team and set it up, you can actually just take away allures A2 and A3. But the A3 actually does help out the waves with the AoE and stuff. But you can make her just do her A1, which she is pretty smart on the Fire Knight. Like most of the time she does her A1 anyway. And then obviously you got Cold Heart, who just got the huge, buff last time where she is smart with the shield. Like if the shield's up, she does her A1. But he's very good, Stag Knight in the Fire Knight. He's got a 2-hitter and he's got an AoE, but his 2-hitter is a slow speed, which Fire Knight loves, and then he's got the decreased defense, which is what you need for the Fire Knight. And if you just don't let him go, that's really all he's there to do. Is he's there to bring down the shield a little bit, slow his speed, and bring in the decreased defense, because you don't really care about the decreased attack on this boss because he's not going to go. If you don't let the boss go, it's pretty easy. And we actually beat this campaign before we got Arbiter. So I know a lot of you guys have to do like this 20 times on auto. Stag Knight 100% will help you out with that. Rosin, Stag Knight if you have a Cold Heart, obviously, but if you have a Allure, even better. But like if you bring in just Stag Knight and Rosin, like those two are really all you need, and then just fill in the rest. with like maybe armigers and like stuff like that. But yeah, we didn't even need a res. It's just yeah, Friday is so much easier once you have the champs and also you know exactly what you need to do. So there you go. We got the decreased defense up. So now when the Heart Seeker hits, it's going to hit for pretty freaking hard. Allura does her A1, decreases that. Heart Seeker hits for 524,000. She's also in Relentless set. If you haven't tried Relentless in Cold, you should probably try that out. Let's see how much the Stag Knight's hitting for. See, Allura did her A3 there. If she just... Nice. Nice! That was a triple hitter Relentless on Stag Knight for a crap ton of damage. Rosin does his thing. Rosin does a crap ton of damage. Another Heartseeker. And we are done in 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Not bad. Come on, crit damage. Crit damage, but no crit rate. We need that crit rate. Okay, so stagnated 712,000. He did more than Rosin Scarhide. There you go. That's just, and he's a green epic. I mean, it is strong affinity, but still, like an epic champion beating out a legendary champion. Okay, so that is the dungeons. Now with the spider, if you wanted to make a team with him, you 100% can. Like if you go like Miscreated Monster's shield is just ridiculous. And then let's bring in a tank. So we'll bring in Dude Priest. Yeah. Well, let's just try with Dude Priest, and we'll put in the speed. All right. Actually attack. Go. Now what's he gonna do for us is he's gonna decrease attack. So when we do get hit, it's not gonna be for anything. So let's see what he does. So decrease defense, decrease attack on everybody. Helps with your nukers to obviously do a lot more damage. There you go. We got a Heartseeker for 1.1 mil. And now everybody kind of just resets their stuff. Doom Priest is the tank. I mean, again, if you have Miscreated Monster, it just makes things so much easier. But they're hitting for a lot less. Sometimes the tank dies not just due to the poisons, but just to the sheer damage output. Like, look at all the poisons. She only cleanses off one per turn. So. Decrease attack and defense on all of the spiderlings. So if anybody does an AoE, I don't know when his AoE is up, probably another turn or two. He's just going to one-shot all of the spiderlings. Decrease speed on the boss, forgot about that. Makes you go a lot more times. Nice, Heartseeker for 1 mil. We just need one, there you go, one more takedown, got it. So minute 18 seconds, which is pretty fast, especially if you're not just doing like the 2-hit combo with Septimus or anything like that. But yeah, like he can be good in Spider as well. So very good for PvP. Like if you build him fast enough, he could be your debuffer. So let's go into some PvP. These are all crappy champs. When they fix the arena, it's just like it levels out the whole playing field. But if we go like this, we'll bring Arbiter. Yeah, we'll bring Arbiter. All my DPSers are way too fast right now. So he's only 200 and some speed. Yeah, he's 206 speed, so I don't think I have a DPS that's lower than that. Maybe we could try to go second team. Just to kind of test him out. So, nah, screw it. We'll do go first team. Whatever. So one, he'll be the debuffer. We'll bring a Rotos. I think he's slow speed. 170, yeah, he's really slow. So then we'll bring a Rotos. Iron Brago. 235, he's too fast. They're all too fast. Basher and this guy. Cool. So we'll go basically 3 buffers to try and help out Rotos survive. So we got that, crap, A2, and then he'll do this, which decreases their attack. So hopefully Kale won't hit as hard. And let's just randomly attack this guy so we can see what we get hit for. Oh, duh. There you go. So it still stayed up, and it just negates so much damage with that decreased attack. But it just makes your and he doesn't, like, he hits hard. So if you build him, he doesn't have crazy gear. Like he has what, 120 crit damage. Like, it's nothing amazing. So let's just do this again. We'll just keep this on auto. So boom, boom, boom. He had a immunity set, so it didn't really hit him. That's why we bring in Basher, so Basher can ignore immunity sets. Relentless, just taking down champs. Let's get one good team. Not really a good team. 93k. Oh my god. 110k. I mean, again, the arena, it's hard to find like really strong people unless you get like close to plat, which we're not right now. There's decreased defense and attack. And so again, he could be good in PvP, like very good. When you have a decreased attack hit the enemy team, they just hit you for a lot less. Like, you put a decreased attack on Trunda, she's not hitting as hard as she's supposed to hit, obviously. Clan Boss, he could be very, very good in the Clan Boss. He brings, again, the decreased attack and the decreased defense. So you could have two champions of the decreased attack, especially if you're newer. And then Doom Tower, very good for like Griffin Boss, very good for the Dragon Boss, very good for the Eternal Dragon. So basically every boss that you have in here, the Stag Knight will be good for. So you can build him with Relentless set. The only thing you don't want to build Relentless set is the Scarab King. So if you bring him in for the Scarab King, and you proc Relentless, your shield will drop eventually, and then you'll die. So he's probably the only boss you don't want to bring him in. But other than that, that is a basically standard guide for Stag Knight. Now, if you guys have questions, leave in the comments below. I'll definitely reach out to you guys. But if you want, join the Discord and ask us on there. DirtBag Nation. Obviously, we're always recruiting for the clan versus clan. I think we have like 1 or 2 spots now. We grew like super fast. But there's so many guides. We're gonna do a video on him on like how to gear guide, because you can gear him with a bunch of different ways. Fast, tanky, relentless set, damage set. Like, there's so many ways to gear this guy. So we're gonna do a guide on that. So stay tuned for that. But guys, I appreciate it. Thanks for clicking on the video. Subscribe if you haven't already, so this videos actually pop up for you guys. But I appreciate it. Good luck with everything, and we will see you in another video soon.